Oh, what's this? Hey, free headphones! I do like free things. Just get those on there. Josie and the Pussycats is the best movie ever. Join the army. Why did I say that? Oh well, let's review it. Ah, Josie and the Pussycats. Is it any wonder why it's the greatest movie ever? Based on the Archie comic characters of the same name, Josie and the Pussycats have become quite popular over the years, finding success in print media, animation, and even the live-action series Riverdale.
Let's keep it in the circle, do everything I deserve. Baby, want your sugar, I'm ready to get served.
But of all the adaptations they've had over the years, there is none quite like the 2001 feature film, Josie and the Pussycats. Many believe this film is the true pinnacle of rock and roll, a golden standard by which to gauge all other Josie adaptations. Of course, when this film first came out, people hated it. Everyone dismissed it as a cheap, shallow, terrible depiction of these iconic characters. Yet somehow Riverdale gets a pass.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, it's better than yours. Warm it up.
But much like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, many folks have started to see the true symbolism beneath what appears to be bubblegum pop trash. And as a result, this movie has gained a devout cult following. Why is it the greatest movie ever? Let's take a look. The movie opens with screaming fans fawning over discount Backstreet Boys, simply known as du jour, which literally means popular at the moment, but it won't last long. Did you catch that? We're not even 1 minute in yet, and already we have our first Easter egg. Truly, this will be an amazingly intelligent film. The boys board their private jet, which, as you probably noticed, is overflowing with product placement. Get used to that, because it shows up a lot in this movie. I tried adding a counter for every time it shows up, but as I quickly learned, apparently even a supercomputer can't count that high. Now at first you may think, oh wow, they must have paid for this whole movie with only product placement. How lazy could they get? But in fact, none of the product placement in the film made any money. It was put there as a hyperbole to poke fun at movies that do in fact use too much product placement. Zack Snyder. So they're not doing this for the money. They're doing it solely for the satire. And for that reason, it is brilliant. So the band argues with each other, symbolizing the dark side of fame and how corruption affects the industry. Simply amazing social commentary. And then they tell their manager Wyatt how they discovered a strange background track on one of their songs.
Gee. You know, I've no idea what that was. I'll be right back.
And now it's time to play! Will he be right back? Survey says... No, I'm sorry, but thanks for playing. Have a nice death. No, really. He and the pilot grab parachutes and leave the boys to plummet to their dooms.
Take the Chevy to the levee.
Did you mean seatbelts? Did you mean crash positions?
And then comes the greatest transition to an opening number ever conceived.
Looks like we need to find a new band.
That is some Olympic level foreshadowing. Showing the Riverdale sign, then dissolving into the new shot with leopard spots. How could you get any better than this? Oh, I know! A kick-ass musical number that introduces us to the band and sums up all of their personalities! It's quite amazing, really. They don't even have to say anything in any of these scenes, yet by the end of it, you already feel like you know these characters. Truly a work of brilliance! Oh, yes! Symbolizing how people's minds turn everything dirty, even when it's something innocent. Majestic. Here's something else. From the way the band is shot against a dark background, it makes it look like they're pretty successful. And in their own minds, they are. But when they finish...
Thank you.
Their rockstar bubble is burst and cold hard reality sets back in.
So how'd we do? $20. Minus $5 shoe rental. Each. $5.
And you thought Guitar Hero was just a game. There's more fact than fiction there. Then they encounter some random mean girls who make fun of them.
At least we're not wearing stupid bunny ears. They're not funny, they're leopard. We're special.
Yeah, special ed.
You know, I'm pretty sure this scene only exists to show the audience cleavage. Worth it? I think so. The cats return to their house in Pleasantville, USA. Oh, I mean the outskirts of Pleasantville, USA. Actually, this makes sense. The cats are a rock band, so they're supposed to be edgy and challenge the status quo. Their living domicile really reflects that. Josie is playing rock and roll when L&M comes over and... Yeah, I didn't add that sound effect. That's part of the actual film. And it fits perfectly. The music represents Josie's inner monologue. So when something interrupts it...
We can go, McCoy!
That helps us understand what she's feeling. Simply brilliant! Then they set up the old, I like you, but I don't know how to tell you cliche.
You should tell them. You should always tell them.
But rather than go how you think it will, L&M chickens out.
Because there's this guy at work and he just reeks.
I'll admit, I've been in L&M's shoes more than a few times, and they nailed it. This is exactly what always happens. How can one movie understand life so well? Then we meet the cat's manager, Alexander, and his sister, Alexandra.
Hello, Alexander. Have you lost some weight?
Bite me, Bambi.
Okay, Alexandra, why don't you go wait in the car?
Make me nose job.
To be honest, I'm not sure why she's in this movie.
I still don't understand why you're here.
I'm here because I was in the comic book.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay then. This movie really does have all the answers. We then see Wyatt play DuJour's last single in a local music store, and all of a sudden everyone starts craving products.
Oh, it's their best ever! If I don't buy it, everybody's gonna hate me! Totally!
I am sick of my Reebok sweats. I need some Puma sweats. I gotta buy a 6-pack of Zima.
But it's not 100% effective, as this goth chick says she doesn't like it.
People in the recording industry, like me, always want to hear the opinion of individuals like yourself. Find out what we're doing wrong, you know.
Then he leads her outside, where an unmarked band kidnaps her!
Gosh, that's fascinating.
Kidnapped! Wednesdays on MTV! Just don't ask us to play music! Then the cats decide to drum up publicity by playing on the street, but the shop owner doesn't like it and calls the cops.
Like he's really gonna call the cops. Run!
Meanwhile, Wyatt is looking for a new spur-of-the-moment band to replace DuJour, when he runs into... who else? And it should be noted, this is a way deeper moment than it seems. Notice how all he does is look at them through a CD cover. He hasn't even heard them play yet, and yet he still agrees to sign them immediately. Do you see that, audience? That's money to be made! It doesn't matter to him how good they sound, as long as they look good on an album. Because with the right marketing, even the most talentless hack in the world can become a star. It's kind of scary how accurate this movie is. So the band thinks it's a little fishy that Wyatt wants to sign them just like that. But then they think, nah, let's just go with it! Mama always told me you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. She also told me moonshine had vitamins though, so what does she know? So they get made over and become the newest product for the record label. Or rather, Josie becomes the newest product, and Val and Mel become her backups.
They got our name wrong. We're not Josie and the Pussycats, we're just the Pussycats.
Or are you more likely to buy a CD, or read a comic, or watch a cartoon, or go and see a movie called Josie and the Pussycats?
Okay, I'm convinced this guy is only here to make fourth wall jokes. And I'm okay with that. Then we meet the main villain of the film, Fiona, played by Parker Posey. She reveals that the record company is actually influencing the world's youth on what to buy, how to dress, and what slang to use.
The new word for cool would be jerkin. As in, dude, that's jerkin. Ooh, that's dirty.
By putting subliminal messages into the music of whatever band they sign, they can influence people's lives without them even realizing it!
We turn your world into one giant TV commercial.
And there's even a little nod off to Can't Hardly Wait, another film made by the same two writer-directors as this one.
We can now get these kids to buy just about anything. We can have them chasing a new trend every week. So God bless the United States of America, the most ass-kicking country in the world.
This message has been brought to you by America. Yeah. Now you're probably thinking, subliminal messaging? That's a really stupid plot. But think about it. How many ads do you see everywhere on a daily basis? Online, in magazines, on billboards, on TV, advertising is everywhere these days. Everywhere you look, someone is trying to tell you what to buy to seem cool. This movie is more relevant now than ever before. Truly, it was ahead of its time. Pure brilliance. So Wyatt records the Cats' music and their careers really take off. With their music and Wyatt's marketing, they catapult to the top of the charts. All the while, kids are buying products and the girls are having the time of their lives.
Wait! Does anyone else think it's a little strange that all this happened in a week?
But of course, they eventually get wise to Wyatt's game and...
No!
Oh! My mistake. This is clearly commentary on how celebrities let fame go to their heads and take it for granted. Before you know it, they drank so much of that Kool-Aid, they don't even remember what water tastes like. Kool-Aid. So fruity and delicious. Only 23 cents at Walmart. I'm getting sidetracked. Then who should knock at their door? None other than... the Cleavage Girls from earlier! Ah yes, fame is a funny thing. Suddenly everyone wants to be your friend, even if they hated you before you were famous. How amazingly relevant can you get?
We love you! We're like your biggest fans!
No, you're not. You hate us.
Are you crazy? Josie and the Pussycats are our new all-time favorite band of all time! Want to see our Pussycat tattoos?
Then Wyatt drops another Easter egg.
What's the point of being famous if the people you hated at high school don't want to kiss your ass? Most people have to wait till their 10-year reunion for that sort of revenge.
For those unaware, in Romy and Michele's high school reunion, Ellen Cummings' character was the greatest success. Beep, warning, warning, cleverness overload! Just like the overload of cheese and Taco Bell's quesarito! Buy one today! Why do I keep plugging products? That's a mystery. So then we get...
Happy and you know it's happy and
Tara Reid in the shower.
if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Okay, I have no complaints.
If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Then the gang heads to a record label party where the girls are extremely nervous about their newfound fame.
No one thinks I should be here. That's totally what they're thinking.
No one thinks I should be here. That's totally what they're thinking.
If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap
Did I
your
mention I
hands.
love Melody? And they meet Fiona, who acts really weird for someone her age.
So, Josie, how much do you weigh?
118.
Ha! 115. I'm 3 pounds lighter than you.
At first glance, it may seem like this woman's a sexual harasser. But really, it's because she was an outcast as a kid, so she really never had any friends and never had a childhood. Now she's trying to relive her younger years as an adult, which, let's be honest, is something we all do. How many of you are over 18 and still watch cartoons? How many of you still eat sugary cereals every morning for breakfast? We all want to recapture that nostalgic spark. So I think in a way, all of us are Fiona. Absolutely brilliant! But Fiona doesn't like Val and Mel, thinking they ask too many questions, and they might just expose the record label's whole operation. So they book the two of them for a fake TRL interview, no doubt symbolizing the fake scripting of reality shows, and Josie is left at the hotel to listen to her newest album. But what she doesn't know is the track has subliminal messages in it to make her think she's better than the rest of the band. Meanwhile, Val and Mel get attacked by the actual Carson Daly, and a black guy impersonating Carson Daly, who does really bad impressions.
The Pussycats are gonna kill you. Good Lord!
What was that? Why do you even bother doing impressions? You're not funny.
You know who's funny?
Oh my god!
And he's gonna kill you.
A Bill Cosby that assaults women? This movie is Nostradamus! What else did they predict? So let me get this straight. He crashes into the New York City skyline and twin pillars fall down on top of him? When did this come out again? Let's just move on. So Mel and Val return to the hotel, where apparently Mel's hair has gotten a lot straighter during the walk. In any other movie, I would call this a continuity error. But in this movie, I believe it's symbolic of how celebrities can change in a New York minute. Simply, positively, brilliant! But Josie's been brainwashed by the music and now has an ego the size of Texas.
Josie, we have to talk to you.
How did they let the two of you in here? I specifically told the front desk, no visitors.
Are you even listening?
I am listening. Our music, Mel? I basically write all of it.
Josie, no you don't.
Okay, so if we're all doing equal amounts of work, why isn't the band called Valerie and the Pussycats. Oh, hey, Val. Who's a rock star? I am.
Josie, don't do this.
And do you want to know what else? Puppies turn into dogs.
No.
Who get old.
Stop it!
And die.
You monster! So the girls leave Josie behind, thinking she never really cared about them. But then Josie walks down the street and sees her friends on a poster. And then her friendship with them overpowers the subliminal messaging.
They are trying to destroy you, Josie. You'll be better off without them.
Now, if you're wondering why this happens, there's a very logical explanation. You see, and then she met with Jughead Jones, who told her to and when she watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Alexander's voicemail, please leave a message after the then a rabbit bit her ankle, and that's when she snapped out of her funk. See? Makes perfect sense. Then Josie looks at her bus pass, which leads to another Easter egg. The bus pass lists Riverdale as the city, but doesn't give a state for it. And the zip code on the pass does not exist anywhere in the US, which means she is literally a small town girl from the middle of nowhere. Can you get any more brilliant than that? So Josie goes to the recording studio, where she discovers the subliminal messages.
You should have a solo career. You could have your own primetime TV series and run it right after Will and Grace.
Oh my god.
Oh my god is right! They called it! They called the return of Will and Grace! Oh great Josie, our Lord and Savior, your wish is my command! But then Fiona catches them and forces Josie to do the concert so she can continue to sell cheap gimmicks to gullible teens. And Josie refuses, she'll blow up Val and Mel in a fiery car explosion. And it just so happens to be a Ford car. Pinto commentary? But then, just when you thought it was all over,
We will.
Du jour comes back and reveals they survived the plane crash.
Oh, well, we managed to land the plane just fine. Unfortunately, it was in the parking lot of a Metallica show. Well, the fans beat the crap out of us. She's not gonna get away with it. Not this time.
Alright, now the boy band and the girl band join forces to fight the evil record producers!
Let's get them, boys. Du jour style.
Or they're completely useless! Perhaps it's even more commentary of how record producers hold all the chips in Hollywood and the bands they represent are powerless to fight them on big decisions. B.R. Aliens! But Josie takes advantage of the distraction to free Val and Mel.
Girls all over the world would kill to be in your shoes, and here you stand running away from it. So you could go crawling back to down.
Then the ears come off.
That's it.
And the claws come out.
Quiet. You messed with the wrong pussy.
Whoa! PG-13, lady! What's interesting is in the trailer, she says Pussycat.
You messed with the wrong pussycat.
My bad. Josie and the Pussycats.
But here they just shorten it to Pussy. This is no doubt some adult humor that will go over most kids' heads, thus representing the loss of childhood innocence as people get older. So deep, so majestic, so brilliant! In the heat of the battle, the sound mixer gets destroyed, and it's revealed what subliminal message Fiona wanted to send out this time.
Fiona is the most jerkin girl in the world. Everybody loves Fiona.
That's the secret message that you wanted to send out? That you're cool?
All I ever wanted was to be popular. Tell me, is that so bad?
Lisa Snyder, Lithbing Letha.
That was my nickname in school.
And then Fiona and Wyatt reveal their total phonies, right down to their names.
Oh, I've been holding that in for the past 15 years.
Unadulterated genius! Representing how everything in Hollywood is a cover story, and that people are done up to look better than who they really are. But magazine covers are almost never real. They've all been plastered with so much makeup and Photoshop, they're not even real people by the time they're done. Absolutely brilliant!
What's the moral of the story here? Freaks should date other freaks?
No, I think the moral of the story here is you should be happy with who you are. This whole time we've been spending all this money on expensive clothes trying to impress people. Never made me happy. I'm not this. I'm not what I wear. I'm not what I wear. You should think about this.
Listen to that. That is a speech of champions. Consumerism doesn't make you happy. It's not about buying Coca-Cola Zero, the same crisp, refreshing taste with none of the sugar. Coke Zero, the new Pepsi One. Oh, why can't I focus today? Then the government shows up, pretends to know nothing about the subliminal messages, and arrests Fiona and Wyatt as scapegoats to take all the blame.
Besides, after the concert, we were going to shut down your entire operation anyway. We found that subliminal messages work much better in movies.
Josie and the Pussycats is the best movie ever.
Oh, so that's why it's the best movie ever. The film says so. And I'm sure the best movie ever wouldn't lie to me, so it must be true. Then, at long last, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Josie and the Pussycats take center stage in the greatest concert imaginable!
I'm gonna take these off. Stop. I know you all came out here tonight because you heard something that you liked on our CD.
I have such a headache. What's going on here? Ooh, free headphones. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're all pepper.
We're gonna play something different for you tonight, something you haven't heard.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
So the band proceeds to rock the socks off the joint. Now, you may remember them saying earlier,
you will not hear a thing without your Josie 3DX headphones.
So you may be wondering, if none of them are wearing the headphones now, how are they hearing the music? Well, you see, Albatross, Kurt Cobain, Cookie Monster, buy now for only $19.95! And that's where babies really come from. Then Alan M shows up, and Josie pauses the entire concert just to talk to him. An important message: no matter how big your career gets, always make time for your friends.
And even though you didn't come to my gig,
What do you mean? Wyatt told me it was canceled.
that dick, Josie McCoy,
And it may seem like this scene is dragging on a little too long. Like, just get to the point already, man! But in fact, it makes even more sense to do it this way! This is clearly symbolic of Alan's shyness and the trouble he has expressing his feelings for Josie. The crowd represents his own inhibitions, and he must overcome them if he wants to tell his crush how he really feels.
I love you!
Give me a B, R, I, give me an L, L, I, A, and T. Brilliant! The movie ends exactly how it should, with the girls rocking out and doing awesome best friend stuff. Truly an inspiring film. To quote an equally good movie,
if a lot of people love each other, the world would be a better place to live.
And that was the brilliant 2001 masterpiece known as Josie and the Pussycats. I tell you, it's great. It's more than great. It's the greatest thing ever. How can a movie possibly get any better than this amazingly written, brilliantly acted, perfection incarnate? You're welcome, brother. Ow! Aw, man, my new headphones are broken. Where was I again? Oh yeah, Josie and the Pussycats. One of the absolute dumbest, most idiotic, pathetic, downright shameless sellout movies ever created in the history of film. And it's a masterpiece. Yes, I mean it. I don't need a pair of mind-controlling headphones to say this movie is good. I actually highly recommend watching this. Is it the dumbest thing ever? Well, of course it is! It's no secret it's the dumbest thing ever, and if you take it at face value, that's all it will ever be. But this was never meant to be a legitimately good film. It was meant to be a satire. I thought the ridiculous amounts of product placement would tip people off to that, but apparently not. This is a so bad it's good kind of movie. The kind that is hilarious to watch while super drunk. The film is self-aware of its own stupidity, and it goes out of its way to lampoon other films like it. And it excels at that on so many levels. The cliched small-town girl feels scared that her career took off so quickly, heard it before. The one band member feels underappreciated and thinks the lead singer is stealing the spotlight. Been there, done that. If the film had just done those things, it would have been extremely bland. But those things aren't the main focus. The social commentary is. This film portrays consumerism in a lighthearted, funny manner. People will buy just about anything to seem cool, just because marketers tell them it's cool. And no matter how much they buy, they're never satisfied. When you buy something brand new, it makes you happy for about 10 minutes, but at the end of the day, products are just du jour. If you buy something shiny and new just to make yourself happy, it will quickly get old, and the circle of spending continues. On top of that, Josie and the Pussycats are portrayed pretty close to their comic counterparts. Josie is the ambitious one, Valerie is the voice of reason, Melody is a lovable idiot, and the actors they chose portray them really well. And even if you ignore all of that, there is one thing this movie does legitimately awesome.
I'm a punk rock prom queen, brown paper magazine.
The music in this movie kicks ass. I mean, wow, is it good. It would have been very easy for them to just play cover songs or songs that were rushed out from the movie, but no, every song the Pussycats perform is a legit rocking original tune. This actually sounds like real music. I'd actually pay to go see this band in concert. That's how good it is. So yes, this film is stupid, but I love it for exactly that reason. And if you're a diehard Josie fan who loved the comics or the cartoon, it's probably not exactly what you were expecting. But if you're looking for a hilariously awful film that actually gets more intelligent the more you watch it, then this might be the one for you. I'm just glad the filmmakers knew the story was stupid and they didn't try to make it anything else. Hey, can you imagine if this movie had taken itself seriously? If they had actually pretended that this story about a girl band becoming famous overnight was actually realistic? Oh man, that would have sucked! I'm the Invisible Man, and when there's a so bad it's good movie, I got it covered. No. No, not you! No! No! You can't be here! No! 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 Stay back! Stay back! Stay back! I don't want to watch you again! No! 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 No!